What's going on, guys? Top Genji back here for round 8 of the SCG Spotlight Series, following myself, Top Genji, playing some Sultai Beans. This round we are going up against some Esper Enchantments. I think this is a favorite matchup. Again, don't remember. Don't. This has been like 3 weeks ago since I've played these, so now I'm just like rewatching them for the first time and giving my feedback and seeing my misplays and all my terrible habits and good habits and things that I've done right. So, but yeah, going up against Esper Enchantments. Gonna see what happens here. Um, so I think he rolled. Go back to that. Ooh, do high roll. I got 6. He got 7. Beat me by 1, which happens a lot. I know in die rolls get beat by 1 a lot. So let's see. Looks like I'm debating on keeping. Looks like a single lander, but has a lot of potential. He plays turn 1 land. No, I got more than a single land. So this one I was like, okay, yep, he's on Esper Enchantments. We're gonna take 1, gain 2, go to 21. Get a little mill going on here. I believe this is a very favored matchup, so um, but we'll see. I think it's just because like they're very threat light, and their discard is like not bad because it makes me lose 2 life, but it also gets me fueled. Like I get rid of some instants and sorceries and gets me fueled to get my threats out, and it's hard for them to deal with my threats. Like Nowhere to Run is pretty good, but not not good enough in my opinion. So cash grab, we're gonna mill 4, get a permanent. I'm gonna pick up. I had choice between Hedge Maze and that, and I think we picked up the Storm Chaser's talent. So not being able to like him not casting like early threats and stuff like that was kind of crazy. And then yeah, just get my enchantments out, kind of get set up, draw a card. Didn't have to lose a life there, so flashes in 2/3. I forget the name of the card, but it's got Eerie, so anytime he casts an enchantment, he draws a card. Kind of game. So this is where I think he was waiting on it, and then just goes crazy. Nowhere to run. Trigger. He draws a card. Ugh. Hits me for 3. Sorry for the yawn there. Going to 18. And then bounces a Nowhere to Run. Get things going. So, Terror, trigger. We draw a card here. Draw another Terror. So, even with the Nowhere to Run, we're in a still pretty decent spot because 5/5s are pretty hard for them to deal with. So, Vengeful Vine Stalk, leave 1 mana up. We got Bounce Spell, etc. So, pass the turn. See what he does here. So, yep, get another Eerie. 2 5/5s. Like, I still. Like, so he only has. Every enchantment he has is pretty good, but he doesn't seem like he's drawn a lot of his, like, 1 mana enchantments. So I think he's trying to, like, decide on maining. So. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then, so he targets this. That's a 2/2. I double block his dude. He's gonna draw, and then 2 targets for the enchantments or for the counters on his thing. And I'm like, okay, before he draws, before the both targets going to that, I'm gonna bounce his dude. I take a life. So, which is kind of good, getting his draw engine off the board, and him only having a bunch of 1s now, like, sets me up in a spot to kind of get going. I'm like, him only having a bunch of small threats, I'm not taking a lot. I'm just gonna start getting in there. I mean, I got the mana. He takes 10 going to 10, which a lot of people do, which is crazy for me. So the Beanstalk, Tear, double trigger, and I think we have a crab here. So I'm just set up to just kill him next turn. That's really like depending on what he does here. So all I have to do is get 2 threats in. And Bone comes in, I discard a card. At the end of the day, I'm just like, yeah, cool. Again, now that I have up to Beanstalk, like I just take over this game. So divides up his counters, gets 2 more triggers. So counter, counter, kind of going crazy. Trying to figure out here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he hits me for 10, going to 7. And he passes, and I cast crab, triggers, draw 2, and I draw another crab, and that just kind of ends it up. So I'm like, tap your 2 dudes down, untap. I know he has a nowhere to run, so before we do anything, I was like, oh no, we bounce these 2 because like a bounce spell for the token is just better, and I knew I had the bounce spell. Yep. So hit him for Xaxes, but yeah, now we're going around 2. So that's really what the power of this deck does, if you can get into your threats. But the hardest thing is going into your threats. And you just need at least like 1 or 2 early on with the mill action, and then getting beans established. So but so game 1, that was pretty quick. Again, I think it's pretty favored. Even if they get like some good synergy going, once I get a threat down, it's really hard for them to deal with it. It takes them a while to build up and get bigger than my 5/5s to deal with. And for them to get aggressive, they leave themselves open for me to do exactly what I did, which is like tap down their things and just kill them. Like I think there was an argument for for him to possibly been able to block at 1 turn because he went to 10 life, but you don't want to give up that resources for synergy. I don't think he should have attacked there. Being at 10 life and I had 3 threats down, 3 5/5s. Like, I don't know. I think you're just setting yourself up for a pretty quick game, in my opinion. I think playing defensively, he probably would have won that game, especially knowing he had the 2/3 that draws him cards. Like that game would have gone a lot longer, and his creatures would have easily gotten a lot bigger than me. So that's why I had to get aggressive because I'm like these 1/1s are gonna kick my behind. So I think for this game we brought in Terra Sunders, really good against the enchantments. I'm trying to think of what else. I think Glissa came in because she's a good blocker and a good attacker into this. Also blowing up enchantments, which is super relevant. Let's see what else. Probably just removal spells just to get rid of the creatures that he pumps up to deal with. I probably brought in like an anoint and I go for the throat. So see these hands, these are the rough hands, and this is where I decided because I've had this happen before. So like it had a lot of good stuff, but it was slow. Like it had I think 2 lands, and I was able to cast up the Beanstalk, but then I had like 2. It was 2 up the box, 2 crabs, and like a bushwhack, which isn't terrible, but the hand just like it takes so long to develop, and it can be really rough. I'm not gonna lie. So at least from my experience. So reset life totals here as we're getting this going. So currently I'm up 1-0. Not good that I had a mulligan against 5 against this deck just because of the fact that he plays discard and that he can like bounce it and get that synergy. So But the good thing is that if they're on that same plan, they're not playing as many threats, and then which means that like sometimes I can just get one of my big threats down, which is pretty good. So I take one more here. This is dude bounce, get his bounce energy going. So island, we slide a hand, get some synergy going. I think that was swamp botanical. Put the botanical on bottom. I wanted the swamp because I think I had a black removal spell in hand. And then we have a seed of hope to follow up. So, man, the double, whatever that card is pretty backbreaking. So he gets another otter, puts 2 counters on each of them. So he's going to hit me for 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going down to 12 here. Oh yeah, then I go to 11. I was like, why did I put 13? And then +2 from the Seed of Hope. So milling over another. Um, looks like we got a land there. Neg 1 to all creatures, that was huge for me, getting rid of all of those. I'm like, this is pretty decent for me here at Hover, because that was going to let him get out of hand. So we another take 2 plus 3, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20 to 8. So I think it's about time we need to land something. So he's got 1 card in hand, it looks like. Yeah, 1 card in hand. So this is pretty good. Play tap land, pass. Plays another land. So he's gonna activate. Then before combat, we have 4 spells. So I take 1, go into 7. Tap his 2 biggest threats down. He hits me for 2 more. I go to 5. Untap here. I mean, I still don't think we're in a bad spot. Like, he just played a land for turn. I have a Terra Sunder, so I think we're gonna play Forest here. Probably trade a crab. Probably trade a crab or the land, because like the best play here is play Forest, play up the Beanstalk. Sorry, getting my draw engine going, and then Terra Sunder probably his flyer, so we don't die, and then trade the crab. Okay, I guess not. So hit him for 5. I don't know what else is in my hand. Oh, bounce my crab. Yeah, there we go. So that makes sense. See, I don't even see my own plays. So, yeah, drawing some lands here. So now we're beansing it up. Drawing beans. Play Storm Chaser's talent. Just staying ahead of him. He's still only got the 1-man land. So, and then single card is Terra Sunder. So, it's a 4/4 Death Touch, and it mills. Totally forgot about that. I think I don't know if that's a May. So this was a blowout. I was saving that card, and that was huge. That was gonna be good for him. He also doesn't get to attack with his Restless Leaf, so huge for me because now I get to activate my thing, and so we get to hit him for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We drew another crab. trigger draw, tap it down, and he was a little mad because I mean, like he basically had it, and then you know, I mean, he didn't do this on purpose. Let's just be clear. I mean, he was just a little frustrated. I drew in. I mean, I probably wouldn't have tapped out there as well if I didn't have a way to answer. Like, I wouldn't have attacked if I didn't have a way to answer his creature. So, but he just drew into a bunch of more lands. So it seemed like, I mean, him just tapping out for that. You know, kind of just sensed that, and you know, he was just dead on the back, the crack back. So again, he was very was aggressive. Like he probably could have read what I was doing, and then played a little more defensively a couple of times. But I think he was just trying to like sees me at 4 and just trying to, you know, connect the dots. You know, you can't really play around everything. You know, sometimes I do, and it gets me killed. But but yeah, guys, that was round 8, if I remember correctly. Yeah, round 8 against Esper Enchantments, usually a little favored. But yeah, hopefully if you guys made it this far, again, like I always say, if you guys want to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. I really value your guys' opinions, just constructive criticism. I don't want to, you know, don't need the negativity, don't need people on here bashing everyone, so or myself. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.